Hello once again from the Midlands. I'm Patrick Burns, and we have a very select gathering here today. 2 MPs representing no fewer than 5 Commons select committees between them. Adrian Bailey, Labour MP for West Bromwich West, chairs the Commons Business, Innovation and Skills Select Committee. Karen Lumley, Conservative MP for Redditch in Worcestershire, is on both the Transport and Welsh Affairs Select Committees. But I can assure you we're not going to be setting foot beyond Offers Dyke here today. Okay. Welcome to you both. In Redditch, you've got one of our major retail outlets there. That's the Kingfisher Centre. How are they getting on there?
They're doing really well. You know, we've just introduced restaurants into the Kingfisher Centre. Nando's.
And yet I hear there are some empty units.
There are a few, and there are people who come to see me who actually, Patrick, are very worried about this. And you know, I agree with Adrian. We've got to do something because actually they're going to go out of business. There's probably about a quarter of the Kingfisher is empty, and onto the high street as well, not just into the Kingfisher. And it's important we look after.
So what happens to those Porter's pilots, Mary Queen of Shops? 2.3 million we were supposed to see ploughing into reviving the high streets, and we hear time and again Wolverhampton struggling. That was one of the pilots. I was looking around Stratford the other day. There were even empty shops there. Well,
we didn't have a Porter's pilot in Redditch, but we actually had some money come from government to Redditch, and we were able to have what's called a Dragon's Den type of getting 3 new businesses into Redditch by helping pay for their council tax, by helping pay for advice for them, and they're thriving in the high street. So there are good initiatives coming. Okay. And you know, at the moment we've reduced council tax on smaller properties by business rates by £2,000.
Okay. Of course, in Redditch have got the Save the Alex campaign sort of crawling over this issue, concentrating your mind, I'm sure, as an incumbent MP. They want you to vote against this bill that has this clause 119, which could accelerate closure plans, loss of services locally. They want you to vote against that. Are you listening to them?
I met the Save the Alex campaign, and I've had a good conversation with them, and I will be meeting the Minister to share their concerns with the Minister.
Does that mean you'll vote against?
On Monday. And I don't actually see it as a closure. I see it as the fact that if a hospital is failing, in whatever way, clinically or financially, something has got to happen to that hospital. You can't just do nothing. That's not an option. Something's got to happen.
Is it partly failing because of the partially successful campaign that Richard waged to keep Kidderminster? Well, I think we've had
we've had a cross-party campaign in Redditch, which has not seen a cigarette paper with any political party, and we have got a better deal for the Alex than was proposed 2 years ago. Now that shows that parties working together can unite and succeed, and I look forward to the Alex having a fantastic future with specialisms coming to that hospital.
Meantime, of course, your party is the one that, I mean, think of Roger Lawrence there in Wolverhampton. Your party's getting the blame in government for what he says is the damage to important services like adult services. He wants to rebuild in 2017 when, by implication, he thinks there'll be a Labour government.
You may well think there'll be a Labour government. I don't think there will be. I think, you know, we inherited a terrible, terrible mess here, Patrick. Everybody has had to pay the price for that. And that includes local councils. Some councils are doing innovative things. My own council in Redditch has joined with Bromsgrove Council, have one chief exec.
Indeed, it's not enough, though. It's not an important services, adult services and so on, damaging the services to weak and vulnerable in society.
Well, it's priorities, isn't it? It's where you spend your money. You're given the grant, you choose what to spend it on. Do you spend it on adult services or do you spend it on parks? And that's the choices that local elected councillors are elected to make. They're given that grant and they have to do that. And I think that's the right thing. As a local councillor myself, many years ago, we had to make difficult decisions very, very often. But it's what you're elected to do, and it's their job to do that.
But this basically plays into the hands of those in UKIP, for example, who just think that David Cameron surrounds himself with a bunch of posh boys at the centre of government.
Well, I have to say, I don't really think it matters where you go to school. I think it matters what you do for the country. I went to Rugby High School, and, you know, grammar school and in the state system. Both my children are educated in the state system. I think it's important that we just, you know, we get to real politics. We're trying to do better people's lives, and I don't actually think where you went to school should really matter in that way.
Mark Pritchard is saying there's irritation within the parliamentary party about this influence. If you'd be brief on this.
I haven't seen in the parliamentary party, apart from Nadine Dorris, but I think it's important that we have a group of people, a cabinet, who can do the best for the British people. I believe we've got that, and I don't really care where they went to school, as long as they can do the job and deliver for the British people along an economic plan. That's what we should be doing, and that's what they're doing.
All right. Thank you very much indeed. My thanks to Karen Lumley and to Adrian Bailey.